Hello all, I'm back again to fulfill my only duty in Fusion. To remind you to subscribe to the Fusion channel. So, go on.
AztraL, of course, did beat Eekso in the one game that they played in qualifying for this tournament. That was a 0-second winner, a cracking goal as well. I'm sure it'll be somewhere on Twitter for you guys to find if you dig it up. But before we get into this one, there is one more thing that I have to mention. And that is, well, those of you who have been keeping an eye on Twitter will know already, but after Game 2 of this series, we are going to have 1 minute of silence on stream. I invite you all to join us in that, and it's for the Black Lives Matter movement. We're going to take a break in the middle of this series to respect that and to raise the awareness for that. But I think we're almost ready to get started with Game 1 here. Eekso and AztraL are both in the lobby, so we're going to be hopping into Champions Field very shortly.
Yep, it's going to be a difficult time for Eekso. Eekso did have that loss against Astral. He has the unofficial loss that he had as well. So it wasn't the easiest road throughout the qualifier for Eekso, but we do know that he's got the history. We know he's got the pedigree. Now let's see if he can put it together against one of the most dangerous players in the world. Astral starting off how he means to take this entire series. Yeah,
Eekso just didn't expect that quick turnaround. He was looking to get one step ahead of AztraL here as they were running to the side of the pitch, but he was caught off guard by the quick turn from AztraL. That's something he's going to need to keep a very close eye on today. AztraL's mechanics have really never looked cleaner than they did in Fusion 2s and 3s so far, and that's a phenomenal save. Eekso's landed on the post, and AztraL's the faster of the two to recover.
Yep, there we go, 2-0. And for Eekso, this is a stark warning. He was just too easy to predict on this. If he was going to flick, it was always going to be top corner. AztraL positioned, waited for it to happen, and pulled the trigger on making his save happen. That is incredible play from AztraL. And Eekso, well, this is what you're dealing with today, my friend. Good luck to ya.
Eekso was close there to getting all leveled up, but it's just another warning to him. He needs to be on his A game all the way through. Now, in the 2v2 yesterday, he did look nervous as the series against Dignitas went into the business end. Himself and Matane were ahead by one game. They were 3-2 up after 5. And they ended up losing the last 2, but you know, part of that has to go down to Dignitas, just be really clutch at the end of their 2s and 3s series in this tournament. Great turnaround there, and like I said earlier, it's a great look for Jarius as well, after he ended up losing in the 1s. This has got to be the highest pressure situation that anyone's going to be in Fusion, 1v1 with all the eyes watching and all that's on the line. AztraL has missed an open net there. Eekso's beating him to the corner boost, but AztraL demos him high up on the wall. That's wide open again.
Yeah, there we go. 3-0. AztraL putting everything of this miss out of the mind. Decides, all right, if I can't hit the target, I'm going to hit Eekso. It's not a bad trade if you ask me.
That's a really good read by AztraL because Eekso predicted that AztraL wouldn't have a shot on the ball. He went for the boost because he knew that would be the next thing that the two players are going to play for. But you always need to keep an eye on your opponent when you're making a run for those corner boosts because they might be trying to demo you. Right there, Eekso tried to do the same thing to AztraL, who got away from him. Now Eekso has to run to this one, but he gets it. It's a real battle every time for these corner boost pads. The player who can grab it usually has control of the next play, like Eekso will here.
Eekso goes low on the challenge. It's a good little play here, actually, because AztraL's got used to Eekso going for the flicks for the first opening minute of this game so far. So to start mixing it up a little bit will definitely be something that is required, but what's even more required is making sure these kickoffs start going his way. Does not want to be giving AztraL ball and boost, and unfortunately off this one, he's done both.
3-1, and AztraL challenges Eekso to an aerial battle. Eekso is very quick up to that one. Sure, he knows that that's going to be one of the things that AztraL will be most dangerous with today. Saw him on his own channel, on his own stream earlier, playing in the Batmobile for some 1v1s, but he's back in the Fennec, and that's, I think, the best look for AztraL. Very bullying playstyle, very dominating player, but Eekso's read the fake challenge now, and he's coming forward straight down the line for the bump, and he's back within 1.
This is much better from Eekso. Did go straight down the middle this time, so he was limited on certain options, but I think AztraL just got to this play a little bit too early. As soon as he's forced to pause, Eekso has got full control over the offensive play. Got to try and turn up to these on time, or at least try and keep that momentum of your car going, especially when you don't have much time or much boost to try and turn it back around. And Eekso, well, he's gone flying. Astral just dumps it right under him.
Yeah, another goal for Astral. He's got this one back a little bit easier. Eekso expected the aerial, and he pre-jumped one of these earlier on in the match, and it looked really smart because Astral did go for it, but Astral switches it up. He's not all mechanics in the 1v1, as I'm sure most of you guys who are watching know, if you've seen him play ones before. He shocked everybody when he burst onto the scene last year and showed that he wasn't just relying on his mechanical ability and his speed to win in matches. He's very clever with his decision making and his positioning, and he'll need to be against Eekso, who's got so much experience. And very quick play by Eekso actually as he comes in field. Not many people could beat Astral in a 1v1 speed contest, but he did there.
Yeah, this is much closer to the Astral, the Eekso that we are expecting to see throughout this series. And for as much as we were talking Astral up prior to this, there is very rarely this week been such a thing as a free series. Forced to work for them, and Eekso will make Astral work for these. Astral trying to show off some of those incredible mechanics, instead pulls himself back down. He wants to force a challenge, but Eekso, well played by him. He didn't take the bait first time around, instead wait until it was more advantageous for him. Now he's looking to try and get that one big challenge that can take it away. Astral's on nothing here, and he could be in danger.
Eekso did well. He spotted his opening. He's retaking control. Huge flick.
Wow.
My goodness. Eekso just sends it flying into the top corner. We saw a few of these yesterday in 2v2. In 1v1, there's even more pressure because you don't have any backup. If you miss that, if you hit the post, then you're just conceding. Eekso confidently puts it top corner.
As you said, if you hit the post and it doesn't go in, you are conceding. And Eekso had the confidence to just hit it straight in off the post. You are not going to hit it too much cleaner. It's a risky play to go for if you're Eekso, but if you've got the execution for it, why not? He's now back in control of the ball. He's got nothing to his name. And it's, it's a weak flick, but it's worked out well. Eekso threatened the most power, ended up just chipping it low, and he's going to take a goal afterwards.
Oh, wow. Astral just ended up on the back wall. He didn't want to be there. Give himself no angle to clear the ball. That's another unsuccessful fake challenge by him. Eekso's just not falling for these. And it looks like Astral's respect for what Eekso was able to do on low boost there was really high, because he was expecting a big flick there. Didn't happen. Eekso's actually taking the lead. And that is a confident challenge by him, where Astral was, backing off and faking challenges earlier. Eekso not doing any of that. He's just getting right in as early as possible. Astral's feeling the pressure.
Certainly is. He's lost this ball, and it's going to go into the back of his own net. Eekso is stepping up to the challenge, and he's doing it in a big way. As for Astral, he's got to start confusing Eekso a little bit. Right now, Eekso is able to read every single one of these plays. And if there's any way you would typically describe Astral, it's that he's not easily read. But right now, Eekso's got the hook on him.
Yeah, Eekso's really stepped it up. He had a rough start to this match, but he's stabilized very well without being too scared of what Astral's capable of. That's great speed at the near post by Astral. Eekso caught off guard briefly. Astral's unable to score. Now the pre-flip from Eekso into the bump. Might secure the corner boost. No, it spawns right as he leaves. But look at that challenge by Eekso again. Not afraid to just put in a 50-50. I think that's where he's had the edge over Astral in game one.
Eekso has not left the gap open in so long, so Astral, he takes the air. He looks to force the gap, and he's managed to take it. Lovely airplay. Eekso, you can see his positioning. He's trying so desperately to make sure he was an air dribble bump available. He definitely succeeded in that, but he couldn't cover everything else.
Yeah, it's very difficult for Eekso there to avoid being bumped. If he had got a thicker touch on the ball, or an earlier touch on the ball, maybe he would have been bumped by Astral. He wanted to avoid that happening. Well executed by Astral, just guiding the ball into the back of the net. Eekso still in the corner boost, still 30 seconds left. Astral needs one more, and he's only got 8 boosts to his name. And Eekso is not afraid to put in challenges as he just asserts his authority inside Astral's half.
Astral cannot figure out Eekso's tendencies. Whenever Astral has tried to go for a fake challenge, they're just simply not working. And right now, he cannot read when Eekso's going to fake and when he's going to fully commit. That 2-goal lead is massive with 24 seconds left, and Astral needs a better kickoff than the way this has gone for him. Managed to pop the ball up, and this will probably force Eekso back, but he doesn't know anything but courageous plays.
Yeah, very confident performance in game 1 by Eekso. He's getting his early revenge for Astral, beating him in the qualification for this tournament. But like I said at the start of the stream today, last time these two played in a series, it went to game 5 and Eekso was victorious. So he's done it before, and honestly I'd say that in terms of their 1v1 ability these days, yeah, they're pretty close to where they were back when they did get that 1v1 series win for Eekso. What Eekso can do on the ball when he gets close and personal to it is unreal. That's a creative open net to finish off game 1.
Tell you what, the Eekso that we're seeing today and the Eekso that we saw during the qualifiers are so different. He did not look anywhere near to this clinical. But this was a phenomenal performance, and he's going to have to try and keep this up for another 3 games. But to me right now, Johnny, it all comes down to the fact that Eekso seems much more composed when it comes to these dribble challenges. Whenever Astral's got it, he's being forced to respect Eekso. Whenever Eekso's got it, Astral is still being forced to respect Eekso. It needs a bit of give and take.
Absolutely. You know, Astral just wasn't as confident putting in challenges early on Eekso's dribbles, and when he's given Eekso space, Eekso can set up some nasty air dribble bump plays. He can set up huge flick plays. And that just shows Astral that maybe he needs to step up the aggression when he doesn't have ball control. He has to put in at least one challenge early on in this game to get Eekso scared, just to show Eekso that he is willing to do it.
Astral will keep that ball out. He's going to force Eekso back, but did he give up possession of this ball to do it? Well, he has done. Tries to keep himself close. That opens up the gap for a further shot. Eekso demos him on the way back. He is on fire!
You know, he talked about the Astral tilt. He might be tilted after that one because he was en route to saving this, but Eekso just flies right into him, takes him out of the equation, and he's on fire right now. Astral's car was literally on fire moments ago, but Eekso, figuratively, playing a great game at the moment. Looking to take his team into the next round of competition. Do what Khaled and Jack did for their squads. Helping out Vitality as well, keeping them alone at the top of the table. 2-0, Eekso is right in Astral's face, showing no respect to him. Astral had the boost advantage, but Eekso's just right there, beating him to the ball anyway.
I don't know how he is doing it this well every single time. Usually in ones, you know, you would say getting 70-30% of the plays going your way and against you for the 30% is usually pretty good. But ever since that start in the last game, it is 90-10 to Eekso. He is thrashing Astral.
And Astral wanted a piece of that ball. He was trying to just hit it on the way past. Force a 50-50 on his way to the corner boost, but he missed. And Eekso is just walking away with this one. Now, we all know what Astral's capable of, but really the issue for him is that the momentum is so much in Eekso's favor. If he lets it go any further, then it's going to make the comeback very difficult mentally.
Oh, he finally gets one of those dives to work in his favor. Spotted this time around, and this is massive for Astral because he does need to stop this momentum. It has the potential right now to really spiral out of control. But once he gets that respect from Eekso, this really evens up the matchup to look a little bit more normal. But he's got to get there first, and right now Eekso is not respecting anything. I think one more dive-in flick that Astral ends up winning will probably force Eekso to give that respect.
Astral trying to get Eekso to challenge too high on that ball, but Eekso did stay low enough. Astral very quick in the corner, but Eekso with the demo. How did he get supersonic here? That is just brutal, but great awareness by Eekso to even notice that that was possible in that position.
And the really good thing right now for Eekso and Tree of a Kind is that you know Astral just asked that exact same question you did, Johnny, but you know he said it much louder and much angrier because Eekso, he's on another level, and I have never seen him this strong. Look
at the speed from Eekso. That wave dash recovery to get the head start in the race to the ball made it impossible for Astral to catch up. 3-goal game, and you know, if Eekso can just keep this going, he is the heavy favorite to win a matchup where I considered him the underdog going in. Pre-flip save at the near post. He's going to be able to stay close to this one as well. Astral being made to work hard for every single play.
He's out of boost though. Couldn't keep that play going. Only choice would have been a flip reset, and Eekso able to get there before him. Have his own flick. Not the typical power that we see, but that's only because Eekso wants to keep those demos up. Astral might have a shot here. Goes for a reverse flick. Definitely forced a lot of commitment out from Eekso, who feigned going for the 100s. And that boost perfectly spawns for Astral. This is now a really tough spot for Eekso, but he's made the most of it. And where exactly has he landed? He's on 0. But that is pressure relieved, and he's going to be thankful for it.
Eekso turning this one around, not even giving Astral a shot on goal in that play is so impressive because he had no boost and they were challenging near the ceiling. But on the next play, Astral's starting to read these early challenges by Eekso. Great adaptation by him. And that's something that he needed to do because there's a little fake from Eekso. Then the real challenge comes right after. Astral had a good read on it this time and goes for the early flick to get the hard counter on it. 2-goal game now. Still a lot of time left in the clock.
Big tell there for Astral was the moment Eekso turned but didn't boost. If he's not going to boost, he's not going back. Astral was able to figure that one out. Now Eekso to the air. Well, you know what he's aiming for. Unfortunately, there's not a thing you can do about it.
You know, Astral, after he decided to face the play in his own goal, left himself with very few options. It's that little turn to the left. Removes any opportunity for him to dart into his goal and fly off the underside of the crossbar to get that save with some momentum. He's just a sitting duck if he faces the ball, and he should know by now that Eekso's more than willing to go for the bump play from that position.
So 5-2. Astral has got half the game left. He's definitely starting to look a lot better here. A lot better is only stepping down for what was domination for Eekso for a good 4 minutes straight. Lovely little pinch. It's going to force Eekso back. Astral looking to chase down. Fakes out the first one. Eekso was a little awkward for a second, but Astral didn't want to commit.
Yeah, Astral just knows it. Or Eekso knows, rather, that Astral doesn't really want to challenge early, but there's the first one in a long time. Astral showing Eekso that at least now he is going to be aggressing the ball on some of these plays before Eekso makes a move. He's done it again and gets the counter demo in the back corner. Both players getting a piece of each other there. Astral gets to play.
Yeah, but now you can already see Eekso is forced to respect. Going to see much fewer of those early challenges now.
Oh, the time
Playing
wasting.
for time, yeah, I love this. He's got the lead. He knows Astral has to come towards him. Eekso can wait for the best possible challenge. But now, again, Astral is really desperate to try and get some counter demos, but Eekso knows, you know, the one thing that you know as someone that's been going for a lot of demos is that the other one's going to want to get some back. So he's had an eye out for him.
This is just really great control by Eekso. Look at the clock. He's running it down. Astral playing for that corner demo again, though. He doesn't want to play for 50-50s in the back corner like Eekso's trying to force him to do. It's a really good adaptation by Astral. And again, counters the early challenge. He is making the changes to his game plan late into this game. You know, is it going to be too late for game number 2? Maybe, but at least it's a better trend for Astral overall.
I'm going to have to see if that is the case. 55 seconds left. Two goals needed. So, just trying to show that he could maybe try and put the first time shot. And he's right back to the turtle shell. Astral fainted out. Eekso still trying to prove that he could go for this at any moment. And trust me, he will try and take the shot.
Wow.
As Astral almost had the space to get another goal.
Yeah, Astral avoided the demo attempt there beautifully, but Eekso didn't make a bad decision afterwards. He turns straight back for the ball. Now the pre-flip, but he's landed poorly. Astral's through. That's just open. We're going to have a 1-goal game with just over 20 seconds left in the clock. Now with a small margin there, Eekso almost got a good touch on it, but the miss left him completely stranded.
Eekso does not want to bottle this. 21 seconds, only 1 goal. See what we get off the kickoff. Astral's come off this one very well. Picks up the ball, picks up the boost, takes it off the backboard, but Eekso read it early. Powers are clear. That's half of Astral's time gone.
Astral needs to get something going early here. He's got very little boost to work with, no reset available, and Eekso spots the challenge. I think he might have got this. Astral can't keep it up, and Eekso goes ahead by 2 games.
So I think the adaptations have come in for Astral. 100%. We're very much in for the next few games, probably looking very different to what we've had in the first, opening 10 minutes so far. This is going to be a very good series.
Absolutely. This is looking great so far for Tree of a Kind. They needed this. But guys, like I said pre-match, we are going to take 1 minute before starting game number 3 here. Next thing you're going to see on your screen is the hashtag Black Lives Matter tweets, and I invite you guys to just take this time with us to remember, you know, although we can have great fun with gaming and with Fusion, with Rocket League, which is all fantastic as an opportunity for us to come together as a community, let's also think about what is happening in the world at large and the things that really do matter above. And welcome back to game number 3 of Astral versus Eekso. It's Oxygen against Tree of a Kind. Eekso after a flying start, Shogun, and it looks like that's going to continue. He hits Astral with an early one already.
Yeah, Eekso has just been so solid throughout this series so far, and you know, before we threw to the BLM screen, I was talking very quickly about how Eekso came in with a game plan and it was working, and we thought Astral had sort of figured it out a little bit. But what I didn't mention there is, even if Astral has figured it out, he's still against an Eekso that is playing some of the best Rocket League we've seen from him, and that is a monumental threat.
And the problem for Astral is that, you know, yes, he figured out what Eekso's strategy was, but that doesn't mean Eekso's strategy is going to stay that way. He knows that he can adapt as well, and that's a great shot early on. Oh, he can't rebound it though. Astral escapes, and another goal. He switched to the Batmobile here, just hanging on defensively. You know, I didn't expect to see this coming out of Astral. It looks like he's going to try and play that slower, more controlled style. But, you know, he's going to be able to play this with all the precision necessary to make it work, I'm sure.
Oh, Astral wanted to push the ball past Eekso. Managed to just drop in it in time, and I think Astral is going to be very frustrated that that's a way of describing a lot of these plays that he's been attempting so far, is that. And then Eekso showed up. Right, so now to the air. Wanted to feign out, going for the first time shot off the backboard again. Astral was in a bit of an awkward spot, but never really was in danger. Did he go for the back boost? He certainly did, and he gets the save. Should be able to counter. Big
challenge there by Astral. Eekso hesitated for a moment on this flick. It's not normal for me to see Eekso, you know, really try and place that one. Usually from this close range, he'll just blast it as high as he can, as fast as he can. As he should know there, he's just completely all in anyway. There's no half measure if you're going to flick the ball for 10 or 20 boost against an Astral who's got 100 and is about to fly in for the save. Astral might try and double up here. Yes, he is. And already we're seeing Astral, you know, move more effectively around the field here. It is looking good for him.
Yeah, and I think this is one of the first kickoff goals we've actually seen him get, so that's a nice little step in the right direction for him. Now he's just got to try and solve the puzzle that Eekso has been putting in front of him this entire series so far. Remember, Eekso does get this. He's got 4 match points to work with. How much that is worth? Well, that's been varying depending on which series we've had this week. See right now, Astral does not want to be looking at that.
Wow.
He's got a second touch. Goes and it's off the post. Astral, unbelievable creativity. Just on the rare occasion, his mechanics just weren't quite up to par.
Look at the wave dashing as well by Eekso. The mechanical battle we're seeing here is unbelievable at times. Astral looking good in the Batmobile. And, you know, the aerial plays, flashy plays are not going to disappear from his game just because he is switching to the Bat here. He's still very willing to make these happen. Seen him do it in the past. Look at the clock as well. There's a much slower game now that Astral's made this change. Eekso tries to welcome that slow play by making one of his own. He's ineffective, and Astral makes the sneaky boost grab. Got Eekso in a really bad spot here. That's just wide open for Astral. Has he sent it too far? Maybe, yes. Too difficult for him to put in.
Yeah, but Eekso still only got 12. And 12 might very well be enough, but Astral recovers back onto his other 100s. Yeah, Eekso forced back now. Still only with 12, and which he was only just able to collect before the shot came in. Astral should be able to get something from this. I'd be upset if he didn't. And there we go.
Nicely done. Very well played there by Astral. Great placement. You know, it's worth mentioning that Eekso being boost star for that entire time is expected if Astral plays perfectly. In a perfect world, when you have 100 boost and ball control and your opponent has 12 boost, you should be able to keep it that way until you score. There's no reason for them to ever even out that boost battle unless a mistake happens, and Astral sure didn't make one. Oh wow,
no
Eekso has just flip reset into an air dribble. Astral wanted to challenge early, but he got nowhere near. And look at Eekso's moves. Pre-flip into air dribble off a reset in the back corner. That is unbelievable.
The puzzle just got much more complicated. Eekso with an outstanding play. He's back within one. Astral does not want that one to be felt for a long time in this game. He's going to want to pick himself up another goal, re-establish that 2-goal lead. And just play from there, but Eekso's got him in a tough spot. That's a lovely challenge there from Astral. He retakes control of the play. Slightly misplay here, though. Allows Eekso to put himself in a better position.
Yeah, Astral had space, so he's allowed to drive underneath the ball briefly there. It is worth mentioning, you know, these huge goals in 1v1 can make such a difference when you can pop off like that. And Eekso's been known for that in the past. When he can score goals like this, it gets his confidence up. But it's not going to work out in this position just yet, as he tried to go for something else quite fancy. And, you know, his pre-flips have been very hit or miss today. One of them, of course, just happened mid-air and worked out wonderfully, but there have been a couple where he's landed on the ball quite softly and not really done anything with it.
Yeah, Eekso, I mean, he's playing fantastic, but he's going to have to try and keep that pace up because Astral is figuring this out slowly but surely. There's a lovely early challenge, though. Eekso shouldn't miss this. Back within one again. Astral keeps taking the 2-goal lead, but Eekso's holding on here.
Yeah, Eekso just knew that Astral did not really have the ball to pass him in that position. Astral tried to be sneaky and chip it over Eekso as he was coming in. Looks like the right move would have been just to get behind it and put in a strong 50-50 because Eekso is so quick with his recovery, as always. Astral pressuring early on here. Eekso's misread the bounce, but Astral didn't think that was going to happen, so he's already ran away from what would have been an open net. Astral's in a great position here. Eekso, oh wow, he's actually got a touch on this, but he's got bumped into the corner. Surely Astral can score here, and he will. Well executed after some interesting defending by Eekso, which almost worked out.
Yeah, Eekso's done this 2 or 3 times now this series, and Astral's finally starting to figure out that, you know, if he goes to the ceiling, I can try and catch him as he comes back down. So, that 2-goal lead is back, and Eekso has only got 43 seconds to try and turn it around. Astral opens it up to 3 for the first time. That should be game 3 over and done. Does Eekso have anything in his back pocket?
No, there's still plenty of time left, but Eekso does need at least one good kickoff here, as there's not enough time to win back possession twice and score. And then, of course, make the 0-second play also. And that's a good kickoff for Eekso, and that is a brilliant flick. My goodness. He couldn't have hit that one much better after coming away with very little boost in the play. Astral had no chance. It's 2 goals now. Astral still in the lead. And Eekso just tempting fate here with that goal.
Here we go. Attempt number 2 for Astral. He's been struck once. That is fantastic, though. Eekso forced all the way back, and Astral knows, take that boost. And Eekso's going to have to take even more time, even if this does end up being a goal. The amount of time it's going to take to set something up. Another brilliant block. Astral will just transition to the other side of the field. That should be the game, especially when you just can lever a shot like that to the back of the net.
That's a really nice hook shot there by Astral. Notices that Eekso's just not going to be home for it, so puts it in top corner. Why not? And it looks like we're not going to see a sweep in the 1v1 today, but did already have one earlier on in the 2v2, so you guys who enjoy the sweeps have got your quota. Astral fighting back now.
Who is enjoying sweeps?
I've enjoyed some sweeps in the past, I'm not going to lie. You know, it depends who's being swept. Oh, Astral with a double reset rebound. But, you know, sometimes teams just playing Incredible Rocket League, or players playing Incredible Rocket League. I really enjoyed Fairy's win over Scrub yesterday. Nothing against Scrub Killer, but it was, you know, hugely entertaining to me to see Fairy Pig doing what he does best in that matchup. But that's not going to happen again today, as Astral puts one on the board in the Batmobile. So that's unlike the match we saw yesterday against with Fairy Pig and Scrub.
Yeah, Eekso will be looking at this now and just figuring out, okay, yeah, it's time for the second plan. It's time to sort of go back to my more natural playstyle, because it was working for the longest time. But Astral seems to be closing down on exactly what he needs to do. This Batmobile was a fantastic change as well, because it forces Eekso to now fully respect the power that Batmobile can generate. And for someone like Astral, who's had to deal with Eekso constantly diving on him, that respect being forced is very helpful.
I think the Batmobile is just a harder car to read. There's so many Octanes and Fenix in the 1v1 world, so when somebody is playing the Batmobile, it's just difficult to know what they're capable of in positions. You know, you put an Octane or a Fennec in that spot, you're probably going to know what they're able to do. And that's, you know, what Astral's going for here. His mastery is definitely high enough with the vehicle. So, no panic yet. He's probably going to try to keep the aggression up. He did miss a few key opportunities early in the last game. If he can score those, then he might be just fine. And he does get this one. What happened to Astral in play? It looked like he should be there. Oh, he turned the wrong way. Astral's just taking the scenic route back to net. And Eekso is too quick for it.
That's the second time now, I think, that's happened to Astral, where he's gone for that mid boost, and Eekso just managed to drive as quickly as possible into the net. Not the sort of goal that you want to be dropping. Eekso forced back. Astral really wants that demo. Forced it for the longest time, but he also managed to steal the boost. Eekso's in a horrible spot. But Astral did give him the option to try and use the backboard. Oh! He was happy to take it, and Astral's made a huge mistake. Eekso flies on up, on target first time, but Astral just able to scramble back.
Wow. Astral missed that boost steal in the corner. It's almost costly. Still is somewhat costly, because Eekso has got control of the play. Astral trying to dispossess him here. Looks like he may have done so, and look how much boost he's saved up. He's playing very conservatively in the Batmobile, but he misses his flick. And there are mistakes in this game from Astral. Will Eekso punish this one? No, again, Astral. Good defense, great goalkeeping, as he stays back by one. His flicks are leaving a lot to be desired, though, in offense. Eekso's easily going to be saving these if this is all Astral's going to be able to pull out in terms of accuracy and power in the flick department.
Eekso with his own flick. These two are just trading right now between whose flick is stronger. So flies past the ball. That actually might have been the best thing for Eekso to not touch that. He might have ended up putting in his own net. Eekso tried to go forward. Nowhere near it this time around. And Astral will be very happy. Just to make sure he's got that one on the board, because he should have had it first time.
Yeah, very nice first touch there by Astral. He secures the goal that should have been wide open previously. Still looking pretty good in the matchup. I will say that since Astral started to read Eekso's early challenges at the end of game 2, right up until now, he's looked like he has the edge. You know, Batmobile or no. And the one other thing that's worth mentioning is that since he switched to the Batmobile, his kickoffs have been improved, which is another thing to take note of. When the car switch comes in, your kickoff is going to be different, and the opponent might struggle with it for some reason. You know, it's not been dominant by any means, but it's definitely something that can work in the matchup against Eekso. So trying to be very clever with his dribble as Astral. Able to sneak in the challenge without too much difficulty there. So afraid of the early aggression from Astral, it seems, because he's made fast moves on both of those plays.
Yeah, this Batmobile has caused a weird change in this series. Usually when we get into these, we start off with like game 1 being very tentative, and then after that, you know, both players start to really come out with more plays.
Oh, wow.
This one around, you know, they've started turning up a little bit more. Astral will make the difficult angle. This has all become a huge series of give and take. Both players just trying to figure out, is this guy going to sit back and try and save my flick? Or is he going to try and dive in on me? This one worked out very well for Astral.
Yeah, it's a really good play by Astral there. You know, it's showing that Eekso maybe was right to be afraid of the early aggression coming out of him, because it was a big challenge that got the ball back in his control and turned into a goal for him. Eekso gets it down on the back corner, though. Astral knew it was coming, but couldn't get away from it in time. Eekso's missed the mid-boost. Astral's got a wide open net here. Is he going to shoot it on target? I think he's missed again. Oh my goodness. 2 open net misses for Astral in one game. He's still 2 goals ahead somehow.
Astral should be like above and beyond right now. We should be talking about the next game of how many chances Astral's had. Gonna have another shot at this. First time flick, didn't really have too much power, and gives Eekso plenty of chances to recover. The only bad part for Eekso is that his corner boost is gone, and that gives Astral a chance to go for something a little bit more careless. Something that he was very happy as well to back down from. Although that is awkward positioning. Astral has a hate relationship with this middle boost. It is not working.
Did he just miss it again? Wait, no, he got it, but he just took a bad line onto it. I mean, with the ball bouncing off the wall into the middle like it did, Astral just can't make a play for that boost, and he should know that, but maybe he thought the ball was going to bounce straight down and it wouldn't be possible for Eekso to put a shot on target. Clearly that wasn't the case. Eekso back within a goal. And now he's testing Astral with some pot shots, but Astral will keep it clear of danger. Eekso always going to try and send the next shot in as quickly as possible. Keep Astral back. Didn't get the first touch that he wanted off the wall there. Lost control of the air dribble before it could even get started.
Astral's going to have to be very careful of how he plays this. If it doesn't go for him, and there was the opportunity there for counterattacks, but Astral played it well, went for the challenge that gave him the best angle to the boost. Trying to hold on to this 1-goal lead. That ball really could have gone anywhere. Astral will set himself back up. First time shot. You could see Eekso was creeping up that backboard. Might have been expecting a more complicated play. Astral somehow managed to make it.
I gotta say, props to Eekso. He faked a boost grab in his back corner to force Astral to shoot, and then he intercepted that shot with a long shot of his own. But Astral somehow got back and saved it, and he's still in this one. Well, players are playing ball over boost at the moment, which is usually the right thing to do. It does mean that somebody's going to be defending with low boost a lot of the time. Eekso shoots low again. Astral saves again, and his goalkeeping has been absolutely paramount to this victory. Should have head that way. Nice bounce for Astral. He converts, and he's up by 2 with 19 seconds to go.
Eekso in these situations needs to up the shot difficulty. He has gone for flicks and he's gone for shots so far. Astral's got them on lock. He needs something new that can start messing around with Astral's positioning, give himself something new to work with. Because when you're a goal down, you've only got 20 seconds left. That's the time to be going for it.
That's
Instead,
open,
he gave Astral something so easy. And now we're going to get ourselves a potential comeback. All up to this kickoff, though.
That's cheeky from Astral. He wanted the double touch off the ground, but Eekso saw it coming. And actually, Astral giving Eekso a very real chance to come back here. Huge misplay. Take that risk late in the game. Not surprised to see him do it, but could bite him here if Eekso can get this up in the air, which he will. That's a great start for Eekso with the air dribble. Oh, his second touch wasn't good enough, though. Astral secures game 4. We've got a tie series. Exciting stuff in the 1v1. And, great look again for Astral in the matchup. As soon as he's switched car, as soon as he's decided to play a bit more aggressively off the ball, it's working well for him.
And it's a relatively low-scoring game as well for a ones matchup. Both players haven't really been digging too deep into the bag of tricks, and when they do, the execution just has not been there so far. But for Eekso, I think the changes need to come from him first. This matchup is suiting Astral. He is making mistakes and still taking wins. That is when you know things aren't working for you.
Yeah, the real problem for Eekso, in my opinion, is that he knows how effective Astral's aerial defense is, so he doesn't really want to go down that route too often, unless it's set up as absolutely perfect or necessary. He's probably going to go for a safer option. If he's not nailing flicks in the top corner, and if he's not keeping the threat alive of air dribble bumps, then Astral will walk away quite easily here. It looks like immediately Eekso was going to try and keep that threat alive. Go for another air dribble bump. Astral got in his face before that could even get started.
That's going to be a little bit of a battle for that mid boost, one that Astral will back down on. Not too much power here from Eekso, and that is a fantastic recovery off the save from Astral. He's able to keep that 100 boost. Might not matter, though. Eekso wants the ball to drop, and he tried to go for it as quickly as he could. You can hear the Batmobile revving up behind you, and Eekso got spooked by the noise.
Yeah, Eekso knew he didn't have a lot of time there, but he certainly had more time than he thought he did, as he completely missed the open net opportunity. Now, this one does go in, and Eekso's strategy of just using all of his boost to get up to Supersonic, even when he's obviously being boost starved, it works out this time. I was actually going to say that that's maybe another aspect that Astral's done more effectively than Eekso's. When he is forced back onto low boost, he's able to kind of keep it even. Nice save by Eekso. Eekso does tend to just run completely dry and then have to be forced to make insane play after insane play just to stay alive.
Yeah, it's all come down to just how quickly Eekso can recover, and a lot of his recoveries do obviously use the only resource we have in this game. Astral has started to get much better at prioritizing those boosts. Sometimes to his own detriment, as we have seen with that mid boost a few times. But overall, it has been a winning strategy. Now goes to the side. Eekso will not be able to get back. Astral.
What?
That's one of the things that happens when you've got the Batmobile.
Oh, he missed
you
the
have
boost.
to manage to catch it a little bit better.
What?
And now he's not going to get back for this one. Astral, what is happening between you and Boost?
Oh no. It would have been okay if he just, misses this shot and steals the boost. I think he still has control. He's still got a really good chance of being the next up on the play, but missing the corner boost on the exit there just gives Eekso a goal, and Eekso's not going to say no to free goals, especially with how good Astral's goalkeeping has been in the Batmobile today. Astral nice to the backboard. Eekso follows it. Just trying to stay with this one. Doesn't want to give Astral an open shot. Eekso's defending more effectively this game than he did the last as well. He had to make a lot of saves in the last game. Looked awkward doing them, but now he is playing very safe and looking for Astral in the air again. Doesn't get him. What a save by Astral, evading what looked like a surefire bump.
Now Astral takes to the air for one of his own. Goes for the block. Stuffs the ball into the net.
Eekso getting shown how to do it here. Astral had so much momentum. Eekso already forced to jump with almost none. In fact, I think he was moving in the wrong direction, so Astral, of course, able to force that one through. He really needed that, though, because Eekso was on a bit of a hot streak, but now actually Eekso might be the one who's getting tilted because he was 2 goals up, and in the blink of an eye, it's a tie game.
There's one way to describe both these players this series. It's that they've both wanted to play defense. Eekso especially has got a lot of his goals from waiting in his own side of the field and then just counter-attacking Astral. And he was able to do that. He was able to try and force that sort of pressure. We've seen him inviting it on, especially in games 1 and 2. That is a good flick, even better save from Astral. Now with that lead gone, Eekso can't force that pressure anymore. He needs to try and pick up the next goal if he wants to return to his play style. Try to just sneak it under Astral, maybe catch him pre-jump in. Second up. Astral will save. Eekso didn't want to commit. Turns first time. Astral spots it. Gets a bump as well. If Astral had any boost for this, could have guaranteed it would have been his lead. Instead, he stuck around. And Eekso able to recover and hit the ball long.
Oh dear, Astral flipping here really sealed his own fate. And unfortunately, he had no boost left to accelerate back to his net. Just didn't read Eekso's recovery as fast as he had to, and as soon as he flipped forward, he probably thought, whoops, I have overextended, and that is an open net for Eekso. And credit to Eekso, he's been taking most of his opportunities when he's given them to score into open nets, which are few and far between, but also very welcome because Astral's goalkeeping's been so good. He's got another one here, though. What is happening to Astral? This is crazy.
Astral keeps going between 2 separate modes. One looks brilliant, and the other is calamitous.
Oh no.
This is calamity.
Oh no, there is really just nothing going there for Astral. He's in front of the ball, just bunny hopping. I mean, you know, sometimes in Rocket League, especially in ones, you know a play is dead, but you want to pretend like it's still alive to force your opponent into a bad position. But there, it was so obvious to Eekso that Astral was completely out of the game. There was just no threat, no reason really for Astral to continue to make his position even worse. He's got some time left to figure this one out. It's definitely been questionable from Astral at times in this 5th game. But that is far from questionable. That's always in. It is. Perfect placement. Astral styles an Eekso. Well, you know, like I said, it's very hit or miss from in this game, but this time, huge hit.
Oh, Eekso was so close to recovery. Basically utilized Astral's bump on him to turn into the ball. Just wasn't quite available to him, and you are correct. Again, despite all of these mistakes from Astral, heck, you can probably assign 3 of the goals at least from Eekso being directly from Astral mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's still in this.
Yeah,
and
Astral's staying in.
He's got a chance on the ball.
And we had one of these games earlier where Astral missed a few opportunities and still won the game. Okay. Well, this time he's missed it. A few opportunities and he's losing. So shows you can't do that over and over again against Eekso and expect to win. Eekso needs to be careful. He's not showing Astral sufficient respect. Astral's zero boost defense has been so effective today. Eekso will have to give him some more respect in these positions. Strong challenge from Eekso on the air dribble, but Astral's still there. He's still got the shot and he's putting it in for the tie game. Just managed to get there before Eekso this time. Eekso just getting a horrendous landing, it would seem.
Yeah, one of the rare times where Eekso's recovery has failed him. Desperate to try and get back, and that 2-goal lead has evaporated. Here we go. 1 extra minute. Whoever takes this heading into match point for Tree of a Kind. They'll be looking at this. This is their final bracket that they're available in. They need Eekso to pull something big out. Instead, he clatters Astral on the way. That's the goal lead they need. 45 seconds to hold it.
Yeah, really good turn on the wall there by Eekso. Just beats Astral to it and locked up Astral to make sure there was no chance he would save this on the recovery. It looked for a moment like Eekso might be having another bad day with his recovery. So you had a howler at the other side of the field, landing nose first. It's not a good idea in most situations, unless you're freestyling maybe. Eekso's got a chance to make it 2 here, and that's a good enough shot. It wasn't close to the top corner. It wasn't an O'Khaled volley, but it was enough to beat Astral from this range.
Yeah, again, he's got Astral to stop on that goal line. That's what he needs. As soon as you do that, all you got to do is try and find one of the top corners. You are golden. So looking to head on to that match point. He's in a great position to do it. He's going to retreat. We saw this a few games ago. Astral, you're going to have to go hunting, buddy.
Oh, he doesn't want to. He wants Eekso to make a move. Well, Eekso says, sure, I'll make a move, but not until you turn first. And is he going to stop this in the goal line? He is briefly. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, 300 IQ from Eekso. He's forced the own goal somehow. I thought he beamed it, but he knew exactly what he was doing all along.
Apparently, this is the mastermind going on right now. Why take the win when you can enforce maximum tilt for the next few games?
Oh,
you know, well played. That's play of the tournament so far.
It could have been a disaster if Eekso, or if Astral saved this. He probably had a goal. This naturally occurring.
Could have been disaster. Yeah, Eekso doesn't care. He knew.
It's definitely going to be effective to try and shake up Astral's mentality a little bit more. Forced own goal. I mean, I love stopping the ball on the goal line. It's really annoying for the opponent to deal with. They just want to get back to the kickoff to have some chance for the comeback, even if it is a small one. You're taking that away from them as well, so that I love. Eekso actually not scoring it, maybe not the best idea, but hey, Astral's a real bro. He put it in for him.
I think we can't come out of this game, though, Johnny, and not address these mistakes from Astral.
Yeah.
They are plaguing him at the moment. He has got to clean this up.
Yeah, it's I think partly due to the Batmobile, because the Batmobile is making him a better goalkeeper, I would say. It's giving Eekso a difficult time reading what Astral's capable of. And that's, you know, maybe forcing Eekso to overextend on occasion. So there's definitely upside to it. But Astral's recoveries, his speed, his confidence with his movement, is definitely not as good. We are going to see him switch back to with Carlos, I think going to make him play a lot faster. In the Fennec for the mirror match, and straight away we're right back to supersonic gameplay, and Eekso is equal to him at the near post. Astral threatening early on.
But does this remove the threat that the Batmobile had? Remember, it was switching over to it that gave him the chance to, you know, get rid of some of that constant Eekso pressure. Does moving back over to the Octane hitbox give Eekso that confidence yet again to start putting that pressure back on? And if he does, has Astral got the answer this time?
Well, Eekso showed us in the first 2 games that although Astral's mechanics and his ability in the Fennec are unreal to behold, well, there you go.
That was nice.
Delivering upon my previous statement, but you know, Eekso usually has a good read on what Azrael is capable of and what he's doing when he's in this car. I mean, this one doesn't really matter if you read that or not. It's going to be a goal, so that's a 1-1. But this is a real bold move from Astral. I think he just wants to go out. If he is going to go out, he wants to go out fighting, not just flopping around and missing open nets. Just relying on him, picking up goals courtesy of Eekso's overextensions. Up early for the rebound, doesn't get it, and Eekso trying to walk it quickly down the middle. Astral's there. Eekso's got him in a rough position though. He's got options. Goes for the mind game. Eekso has Astral jumping at nothing, and he's ahead by 1 all over again.
This is a play that Eekso has got so much success with. We know he can flick that ball incredibly well, but when he goes for the bounce dribbles, he starts just messing with Astral's defensive positioning. He's managed to do it yet again. He's got that lead, and he might very well get another off the kickoff. That's 2 goals up.
This is huge. Astral now has to stabilize. He's just got to try and get control of the ball and keep it that way, because Eekso is on a roll now, and he has got the double match points already. It's quite interesting seeing the kickoff battle between these two. Astral looked like he swung it into his favor, and usually when that happens, the counterplay will be for the other player to switch up their kickoff. Now Eekso did make a change, but he didn't make the change that we're used to seeing. What he did is just go really, really all in on the side that he's losing on. So if he's losing the ball to the right of him, he's going to go even more over to that side instead of trying to go the other way. And it's worked out actually, because Astral's not been willing to change his plan.
Oh, early challenge as well from Eekso. That's 3 just about. Definitely played that one a little bit closer to the post than you would typically want. But there's that early challenge yet again. This is something that Astral's going to have to get prepared for.
Yeah, it's really good on the approach by Eekso. He just got completely opposite Astral. Had the ball directly between them. That disguises his approach unless Astral's looking over the top of the ball, which is difficult to do. It's unlikely to be occurring. And Eekso's forced it under him. He's got Astral jump in again. And really, Astral's just doing Eekso's bidding here. It looks like Fennec Mirror is going way into Eekso's favor.
The Batmobile was definitely unpredictable, but it was an unpredictability that was helping Astral. As soon as we are back to this hitbox, Eekso just seems to be straight back to reading everything the way he wants to.
He's reading everything, and like I said, he's had a hard time reading what Astral was doing in the bat, but now that Astral's in the Fennec, even though he is a really good Fennec player, and his mechanics are so impressive, Eekso knows exactly what to do. He's trying to hide behind the ball again. Astral's going to flick it high, and Eekso saves quite easily this time. You know, you got to give credit to Eekso. He's been the more willing of the 2 players to change up his strategy mid-series here, whether it be on the kickoff or whether it be with his challenge game or his own offense. I mean, we hardly ever see the same shot twice from Eekso. Astral likewise, but... Oh, there we go. That's going to be one back. I wanted to see something from him here. We get it. This is super efficient play from Astral in a position where he didn't have a lot of boost to play with.
Yeah, I do like the switch up here from Astral. He's so typically tried to just either force the ball straight in or try and actually wipe out Eekso on his way. But this time around, did a much better job of it. This kickoff again going against him. He's forced into an awkward spot. Eekso fakes him out.
Oh,
absolutely disgusting.
Oh, for all of Eekso's success reading what Astral's doing, Astral is having a nightmare reading Eekso. Every play, he's jumping when he should really just be staying on the ground, and Eekso knows it's coming. He fakes him out completely. He could have flipped into this ball just to guarantee the goal, but he sent Astral a message there. He says, I don't even need to. You're actually just going to jump out of the way of this ball, which is rolling towards your goal. And Astral fell for the trap. It's 4-goal game again, only half the game to go. Very difficult position for Astral to be in. For all of his mechanical prowess and his ability in this game mode, Eekso's making him look second best, and he's got him again. Is he going to stop the ball in the goal line again? I think he is. Oh, he thought about it, didn't want to mess it up again this late in the game. Well, he's done well. Eekso's playing so well in this matchup.
The worst thing for Astral is that we know Eekso, when he gets possession of this ball in his own side of the field, from here on out, is just going to stop the play.
Well, that's why Astral challenged so early there, of course. He knew that Eekso would probably just time waste if he didn't, so he's frustrated, certainly. But he has to find some kind of counterplay. Eekso's gone under him again, not for the first time, I think 4th time this game that that's happened. Where's Astral going to find any boost to work with? He doesn't have any at the moment. Nice bump onto Eekso. That's going to give Astral the respawn on the 100 that he needed.
Another pop, another read. Three of a kind. It looks like they're going to be able to stay alive in this tournament. Good for them. Means we only lose 1 today. This Astral has got something miraculous. Tried to feint the first time. And again, Eekso just is not falling for any of this. He has been absolutely just infallible when it comes to his defensive plays. He's just transitioned. 6 goals to the better. That should be it.
And Eekso is a very speedy boy. I know for a lot of people watching this might be their first time seeing Eekso play, because it's more well known in the YouTube 1v1 scene and those who follow the EU bubble scene as well. He is an outstanding player and is such an exciting player to watch when he feels confident and he feels good about himself. Astral with the GGs!
It's done.
He's done! 8-2, over a minute left, and Astral's had enough. Eekso with the cool and capital D smile. I can't say I'm surprised. There really was no coming back here. Eekso was just far too good in the day. Congratulations to him and Three of a Kind for moving on in the 1v1 bracket.
I mean, Eekso, this was a fantastic performance. Astral did find success over in the Batmobile, but it was limited success, and it came at the cost of his own level of gameplay.
Yeah.
So he had 2 choices. It was either drop his own level and pick up Eekso. No, this has already gone badly for me once before.
He said Shogun 1v1 me.
No, let me get the 10 more points I need for Grand Champ first.
Oh, you're that close. Wow, that's impressive. But
yeah,
very impressive.
It's not been too bad actually this time around, but
very good.
It was for Astral, it was a choice. Either play at his best and have a series that Eekso knew how to play, or go for the Batmobile and have a series that neither of them knew how to play.
Yeah, it seemed like Eekso's his reads were not there when Astral was in the Batmobile, so that was one of the upsides for Astral, but he just couldn't get the mechanics rolling. And we all know that Astral is predominantly a mechanical player. I think his 1v1 IQ and his positioning and his adaptation is certainly there, but Eekso has him probably in all those categories. It's just the mechanics, the creativity, the speed. They all just needed to be there really for Astral. Like I said, he probably wants to go out fighting. He wants to go out playing the game that he knows and loves, which is just like playing Rocket League at full speed and scoring cool goals. And it wasn't happening in the Batmobile. He was having to play goalie all the time, which he didn't look to be enjoying as much.
No, but I'll tell you who the real winners are from this. Renault Vitality. They are now the only team that are alive in all 3 of the brackets. They've still got maximum point potential, and Oxygen will lose access to those 1v1 points. That, in the grand scheme of things, is actually huge.
Yeah, and we've got a 3-way tie for 6 points and another 3-way tie for 3 points. Solary today eliminated from all 3 brackets. They just couldn't get it done against a very tough opposition. But we've got Sandrock, Stormtroopers, and Three of a Kind all alive in the 1v1. That 1v1 bracket is where all these teams are fighting for the bottom of the table, with Vitality, who are alive in everything. Then Dignitas, Oxygen, and Singularity are joining Vitality in the 2v2 and the 3v3. So really a lot to play for from top to bottom there. We've said that'll be goodbye to Solary, who we've had one team in NA, one team in EU. They were really up against some tough opposition here. All 3 game modes has had some incredible teams here over in EU side, and congratulations to all those who advanced. Eekso and Three of a Kind last of all, getting it, just sneaking in there. And if you want to know what's up next for Eekso, what's his what's his reward for all that hard work and all of that effort? Well, now he gets to 1v1 O'Callaghan in the semi-finals, so congratulations to Eekso on that. I'm sure he's going to be delighted. Yeah, it's I think partly due to the Batmobile, because the Batmobile is making him a better goalkeeper, I would say. It's giving Eekso a difficult time reading what Astral's capable of, and that's, you know, maybe forcing Eekso to overextend on occasion. So there's definitely upside to it, but Astral's recoveries, his speed, his confidence with his movement, is definitely not as good. We are going to see him switch back to Carlos. I think going to make him play a lot faster in the Fennec for the mirror match. And straight away we're right back to supersonic gameplay, and Eekso is equal to him at the near post. Astral threatening early on.
But does this remove the threat that the Batmobile had? Remember, it was switching over to it that gave him the chance to, you know, get rid of some of that constant Eekso pressure. Does moving back over to the Octane hitbox give Eekso that confidence yet again to start putting that pressure back on? And if he does, has Astral got the answer this time?
Well, Eekso showed us in the first two games that although Astral's mechanics and his ability in the Fennec are unreal to behold, well, there you go.
That was nice.
Just delivering upon my previous statement, but you know, Eekso usually has a good read on what Astral is capable of and what he's doing when he's in this car. I mean, this one doesn't really matter if you read that or not. It's going to be a goal, so that's a 1-1. But this is a real bold move from Astral. I think he just wants to go out. If he is going to go out, he wants to go out fighting, not just flopping around and missing open nets. Just relying on him, you know, picking up goals courtesy of Eekso's overextensions. Up early for the rebound, doesn't get it, and Eekso trying to walk it quickly down the middle. Astral's there. Eekso's got him in a rough position though. He's got options. Goes for the mind game. Eekso has Astral jumping at nothing, and he's ahead by one all over again.
This is a play that Eekso has got so much success with. We know he can flick that ball incredibly well, but when he goes for the bounce dribbles, he starts just messing with Astral's defensive positioning. He's managed to do it yet again. He's got that lead, and he might very well get another off the kickoff. That's 2 goals up.
This is huge. Astral now has to stabilize. He's just got to try and get control of the ball and keep it that way, because Eekso is on a roll now, and he has got the double match points already. It's quite interesting seeing the kickoff battle between these two. Astral looked like he swung it into his favor, and usually when that happens, the counterplay will be for the other player to switch up their kickoff. Now Eekso did make a change, but he didn't make the change that we're used to seeing. What he did is just go really, really all in on the side that he's losing on. So if he's losing the ball to the right of him, he's going to go even like more over to that side instead of trying to go the other way. And it's worked out actually, because Astral's not been willing to change his plan.
Oh, early challenge as well from Eekso. That's 3 just about. Definitely played that one a little bit closer to the post than you would typically want. But there's that early challenge yet again. This is something that Astral's going to have to get prepared for.
Yeah, it's really good on the approach by Eekso. He just got completely opposite Astral. Had the ball directly between them. That disguises his approach unless Astral's looking over the top of the ball, which is difficult to do. It's unlikely to be occurring. And Eekso's forced it under him. He's got Astral jump in again. And really, Astral's just doing Eekso's bidding here. It looks like Fennec Mirror is going way into Eekso's favor.
The Batmobile was definitely unpredictable, but it was an unpredictability that was helping Astral. As soon as we are back to this hitbox, Eekso just seems to be straight back to reading everything the way he wants to.
He's reading everything, and like I said, he's had a hard time reading what Astral was doing in the bat, but now that Astral's in the Fennec, even though he is a really good Fennec player, and his mechanics are so impressive, Eekso knows exactly what to do. He's trying to hide behind the ball again. Astral's going to flick it high, and Eekso saves quite easily this time. You know, you got to give credit to Eekso. He's been the more willing of the two players to change up his strategy mid-series here, whether it be on the kickoff or whether it be with his challenge game or his own offense. I mean, we hardly ever see the same shot twice from Eekso. Astral likewise, but... Oh, there we go. That's going to be one back. I wanted to see something from him here. We get it. This is super efficient play from Astral in a position where he didn't have a lot of boost to play with.
Yeah, I do like the switch up here from Astral. He's so typically tried to just either force the ball straight in or try and actually wipe out Eekso on his way. So this time around, did a much better job of it. This kickoff again going against him. He's forced into an awkward spot. Eekso fakes him out. Absolutely disgusting.
Oh, for all of Eekso's success, reading what Astral's doing, Astral is having a nightmare reading Eekso. Every play, he's jumping when he should really just be staying on the ground, and Eekso knows it's coming. He fakes him out completely. He could have flipped into this ball just to guarantee the goal, but he sent Astral a message there. He says, I don't even need to. You're actually just going to jump out of the way of this ball, which is rolling towards your goal. And Astral fell for the trap. It's a 4-goal game again, only half the game to go. Very difficult position for Astral to be in. For all of his mechanical prowess and his ability in this game mode, Eekso's making him look second best, and he's got him again. Is he going to stop the ball in the goal line again? I think he is. Oh, he thought about it. Didn't want to mess it up again this late in the game. Well, he's done well. Eekso's playing so well in this matchup.
The worst thing for Astral is that we know Eekso, when he gets possession of this ball in his own side of the field, from here on out, is just going to stop the play.
Well, that's why Astral challenged so early there, of course. He knew that Eekso would probably just time waste if he didn't, so he's frustrated, certainly. He has to find some kind of counterplay. Eekso's gone under him again, not for the first time, I think 4th time this game that that's happened. Where is Astral going to find any boost to work with? He doesn't have any at the moment. Nice bump onto Eekso. That's going to give Astral the respawn in the 100 that he needed.
Another pop, another read. 3 of a kind. It looks like they're going to be able to stay alive in this tournament. Good for them. Means we only lose 1 today. This Astral has got something miraculous. Tried to feint the first time. And again, Eekso just is not falling for any of this. He has been absolutely just infallible when it comes to his defensive plays. He's just transitioned. 6 goals to the better. That should be it.
And Eekso is a very speedy boy. I know for a lot of people watching this might be their first time seeing Eekso play, because it's more well known in the YouTube 1v1 scene and those who follow the EU bubble scene as well. He is an outstanding player and is such an exciting player to watch when he feels confident and he feels good about himself. Astral with the GGs!
It's done.
He's done! 8-2, over a minute left, and Astral's had enough. Eekso with the colon capital D smile. I can't say I'm surprised. There really was no coming back here. Eekso was just far too good in the day. Congratulations to him and 3 of a kind for moving on in the 1v1 bracket.
I mean, Eekso, this was a fantastic performance. Astral did find success over in the Batmobile, but it was limited success, and it came at the cost of his own level of gameplay.
Yeah.
So he had 2 choices. It was either drop his own level and pick up Eekso. No, this has already gone badly for me once before.
I said he said Shogun 1v1 me.
No, let me get the 10 more points I need for Grand Champ first.
Oh, you're that close. Wow, that's impressive. But
yeah,
very impressive.
It's not been too bad actually this time around.